Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the previous video we have started the revision of fourth unit angles and pairs of angles. Now we will continue that revision. Okay. So now today we will see what are the opposite rays. Okay, opposite rays. So here in figure 1 you can see that here the ray AB and ray BC are the two different rays and that meet at a common point P. Okay, but are they opposite rays or not? Let's see another figure number 2. Ray AB is one ray in this direction and ray BC is one another ray, and both meet at the common point P, and the angle formed between them is 180 degree. So which of these are the opposite rays? If the two rays have the common origin, and they form a straight line, then they are said to be opposite rays. Here ray AB and ray BC, this is one ray AB which is going in this direction, and this is ray BC which is going in this direction, and both meet at the common point B and both form a straight line, then they are said to be opposite rays. Here see figure 1. Here ray AB is one ray and ray BC is another ray. They all meet at the common point B, but they do not form the straight line. So ray AB and ray BC are not the opposite rays in this case, okay, because they are not forming the straight line. Okay, let's see practice at 18. Name the pairs of opposite rays in the figure alongside. Means we have to see the rays which have the common origin and form the straight line. So here ray NP and ray PT form the straight line. So ray NP and ray PT are the opposite rays. Also ray PL and PM form the straight line. It means that the ray PL and ray PM are the opposite rays. Okay. The next question is, are the ray PM and PT opposite rays? Are the rays PM and PT opposite rays? Give reasons for your answers. Ray PM is in this direction, ray PT is in this direction, and there is one angle between them. They are not forming the straight line. Means ray PM and ray PT are not the opposite rays because they do not form the straight line. Okay. Next, see what are the angles in linear pair. So here in this figure you can see that there are the two angles PQR and RQS, and which form the straight line. It means that they are the two angles PQR and RQS which are in a linear pair. These are the angles in linear pair, and the sum of the angles in linear pair is 180. So whenever the two angles form the linear pair, then their sum is 180 degree. Their sum is 180 degree. Now let's see the practice at 19. Draw the pair of angles as described below. If that is not possible, say why. The first question is complementary angles that are not adjacent. We have to draw the complementary angles that are not adjacent. Complementary angles means if the sum of the two angles is 90 degree. So we can draw any angles whose sum is 90 degree, then they are said to be complementary. So here we can draw any angles like 40 degree and 50 degree whose sum will give 40 plus 50, that is 90 degree. So these are the complementary angles, and also these are not adjacent because their vertex is not the same and their arms are not common. So in this way we can draw the complementary angles. In this way, like one is 15 degree and another is 75 degree, and their sum 15 plus 75 will give 90 degree. It means that these two angles are also complementary. So in this way we can solve the question number 1. Now let's see the question number 2. Angles in a linear pair which are not supplementary. We have to draw the angles in a linear pair which are not supplementary. So in a linear pair we know that if this is a linear pair and these are the two angles, suppose this is angle A, B, C, D. So these are the two angles CBA and CBD, and these are the linear pair, and we know that the sum of the angles in the linear pair is 180 degree, right? Sum of the angles in a linear pair is 180 degree. That means that the angles in a linear pair are always supplementary, means their sum is 180 degree. So we cannot draw any such angles which are not supplementary. We cannot draw any such angles in a linear pair which are not supplementary, because all the angles, every angle which are in linear pair are supplementary angles because their sum is 180 degree. The third question is, we have to draw the complementary angles that do not form a linear pair. We have to draw the complementary angles that do not form a linear pair. So here in this way we can draw the complementary angles which do not form the linear pair. Complementary means here angle ABC and angle CBD are making both, the sum of both is 90 degree, right? So they are complementary angles, and also they are not forming the linear pair. So this is the answer of that question. The next question is adjacent angles which are not in linear pair. We have to draw the adjacent angles which are not in linear pair. So we can draw it like, these are the two adjacent angles, angle ABCD. This is the angle ABC and this is the angle CBD. These are the adjacent angles and they do not form the linear pair. Okay. Fifth question is angles which are neither complementary nor adjacent. Angles which are neither complementary nor adjacent. Okay, so we can draw any two angles which are neither complementary nor adjacent, like C. Their sum should not be equal to 90 degree. That means they should not be complementary. So one is suppose 90 degree and another is suppose 20 degree. So their sum is not 90 degree. That is, they are not complementary and also they are not adjacent. So in this way we can solve that problem. Question number 6 is angles in a linear pair which are complementary. Angles in a linear pair which are complementary. So this is the linear pair and these are the two angles, suppose A, B, C and D. Angle ABC and angle CBD. So these are the two angles in the linear pair and they are the supplementary angles because their sum is 180 degree, and we have to draw the angles in a linear pair which are complementary. So we cannot draw any such angle which are complementary because the linear pair angles are always supplementary. Okay, so we cannot draw the angles in the linear pair which are complementary. Okay, we cannot draw the angles in a linear pair whose sum is 90 degree, because if we draw, it becomes a straight line here and that will not become the linear pair. Okay, in the next video we will inshallah see the revision of lesson number 5. Okay, Allah Hafiz.